hot. It's hot outside today. Yo, y'all. It is literally. It is literally. It says that it's 84 degrees, but it feels like it's 105. I mean, seriously. It literally feels like 105 degrees outside. And it could be because I have this wig on my head. Wigs make it 10 times hotter. But, YouTube's restrictions, are pretty high. When I say that, to be able to make money on YouTube, you have to have at least 3 million views on your shorts within the last 90 days. Like, it's crazy. I feel like I should really just be focusing on my TikTok and my Facebook right now, because I already get paid on Facebook. I just don't get paid on TikTok or YouTube. And I've been on YouTube for 7 years. But I've been on Facebook for 14 years. And let's just say, long story short, like, I just gotta do better. I'm not consistent with my posting. Like, especially if I'm going through some things, I don't feel like posting at all. I don't feel like recording. And so a lot of people make it hard. Like, a lot of people are under the impression, hey, that, a lot of people are under the impression that social media is the easy thing, because you would think all you have to do is turn on your camera, record, and post, right? But we do, aloha, it's really difficult to be a content creator, because even though there's a lot of positive people and a lot of people that love you and stuff like that, and it may seem like it's easy, it's really not. Thank you. It's not that easy. You have to make sure that your camera is always on and recording. You have to make sure that you have proper equipment. And if you don't, you have to work with what you have for the moment, which is difficult. And then you spend time, you spend all this time, you know, editing. You buy these programs. You try to make your content viewable or relatable or whatnot, only for nobody to look at it, nobody views it, or they click on it but they don't watch it all the way, and that impacts your numbers. So some days, y'all, some days creating content can be a lot. And I be dealing with a lot of people too who say a lot of stuff. Like, there's a lot of trolls on the internet. Hi, Fatima. I have a friend named Fatima. We call her Fadmata. But I'm in Colorado. Where are you at? Where y'all at? Drop in the chat where y'all at. Y'all, there's so many trolls on this internet. Orlando, hey. You know, I took a trip to Miami once, and it was the time of my life. You guys have to get Groupon. If you don't have Groupon, get you Groupon, especially if you're about to travel somewhere. I've gotten massages for $60 that would normally cost me like $140 off Groupon. When I went to Miami, we rode the jet skis. for $40, Groupon. Am I bald? You want to see? Because see, this is what I mean by trolls, y'all. This is what I mean by trolls. He asked me if I was bald, right? Because he trying to be funny, but I'm really not. Bald where? Bald where, boo? And I've shaved my head 3 times. Where am I bald? And that's what I don't like. Y'all try to get on here and say stuff, and then when somebody responds to you like how I just responded, oh, I wasn't trying to be, I didn't mean that. Yeah, you did. You was trying to be funny. You thought I was. You thought I was a little bald-headed, scared and wet. I ain't had no hair in the bag, but I do. And I do. You was. But it's okay. If you say you wasn't, all right, whatever. Anyway, because I'm not bald. And that would have been rude anyway, because like, what if I had a health condition? What if I had alopecia? What if I'm going through chemotherapy or something and I have a wig on my head? You see, it's just stuff like that. And that's what makes it hard. That's what makes this content creating hard. You have to have tough skin. You have to have, thank you so much, Ranja, thank you. Go ahead. It's fine. It's okay. You know, sometimes I say some things too, and it's fine. We're all human, we're all people, but at least you know, baby, ain't nobody bald over here. Okay, we wear this because we choose to, not because we have to. Okay? Anyway. No, I'm not married. I wish I was, though. I do. I want a husband. I want a masculine husband. I want a dude that know how to change my oil. I want somebody that's going to be able to fix my brakes. You know, if I say, babe, there's something around the house I need done, he gonna go grab his toolbox. That's what I want. Well, if you looking, you should start off by having a real profile picture and name, because that's where a lot of y'all dudes get messed up. You be wondering why don't nobody respond to your messages and stuff. Nobody knows who you are. I don't know what you look like. I don't know what your name is, but you want me to talk to you. Get you a picture, baby. And you probably what? How old is you? Ooh, y'all want to play the age game? Let's guess the age. Let's guess the age. I'm new at this. I didn't know I was gonna meet you. Okay. Shit. Taki mushrooms. You're 37? Okay. How old do you think I am? How old do I look to you? 24, that's very sweet. That's very sweet, Midnight Star. Yeah, I'm 33. 33. So you right on the dot. But let me tell you about when I was 24. I used to be wild when I was 24. When I say I lived my life, baby, I lived it. I used to drive 4.5 hours to the beach and then drive up to South Carolina and chill there for like a week before I went back in town. Like, the clubs wasn't closed until 6 a.m. A Latin lover. He wasn't Latin, but he was Mexican. And then I had a black Panamanian who spoke full-blown Spanish, so I don't know if that's the same thing, but if you got some food, yeah, because I've been wanting to try. Have y'all tried Crab Man out there? There's this guy called Crabman 305 or something like that, and he sells. Why are you laughing? And he sells all kinds of seafood. I want to try. Is your seafood fresh in Orlando? Cause I remember I was in Miami, and you're not in America. Where you at? I was in Miami, and we was on the beach, and it cost us literally like $60 a plate. And then we all had these fish bowls that were, you know them fish bowls I'm talking about with the alcohol, and they're literally like this freaking big, and probably got like that much alcohol, because I tasted it. It wasn't that much alcohol. I'm a little baby alcoholic. You know, when I take that first sip, I'm like, I ain't no one. They need to put some more in here. It's like, Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico. You know, I know a little bit of Spanish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. La habla inglés. Te llame, or is it te llame Sydney? Is that right? My name is Sydney. Te llame. And te llame. Why are you laughing? Poquito español. Poquito. Oh, me llamo Sydney. Me llamo Sydney. You know what y'all call me? Y'all call me Sydney. Miami to me, BB. So what Latin dishes do you know how to cook? What's up? What's up? Oh, Midnight Star, you said you're in the UK. So do you have a accent? Like, don't the people in the UK talk like this? Don't you guys talk like this from the UK? Hello. Roasted pork. Okay. Don't people from the UK talk like this? You don't have an accent. So are you born and raised in UK, or you just had to move there? You have an accent? Okay. Okay. All I need to know is that you know how to cook them good Latin dishes. Okay. As you can see, I likes to eat. Born and raised in the UK with no UK accent. That's interesting. Normally, when people live abroad, or you know, in another country, even a state, they actually have like an accent. It's not a strong accent, but you still sound like you're from the UK. Like, I'm pretty sure you still sound like you live in the UK, don't you? Isn't that how you guys sound? Like this? This is how people from the UK talk. Because I used to watch, what was this show called? It was called The Nanny. Have you ever seen The Nanny? And she goes on there and she gets those kids in order because they're always acting bad and their parents act like they don't know what to do. So she comes in and she's like, this is what you need to do with your kids. How's my UK accent? Is it good? Do I need a little work? Octopus? No. I don't eat nothing with tentacles. I don't know what conch is, boo. I'm sorry. And I love me some lobster. It gotta be dipped in butter. Seasoned butter. At 8.910. See, okay. I'm doing all right. I have a lot of accents. You don't know what's life then? Okay. I like menudo. I like pozole. I like taquitos. I like tostadas. I hate octopus. Ugh. I feel like the tentacles are sticking to my teeth when I'm chewing on it, and it's nasty. Do I want to guess your age, Midnight Star? Well, okay. Everybody, that's how we play the game, okay? I'm going to pin your comment. So we are going to guess Midnight Star's age, guys. Let's guess Midnight Star's age, guys. I don't see a picture for him, but based off of how you're talking, because you're not talking like you're a little kid, so I'm going to give you, I'm going to say late 20s, early 30s. But I don't know because I can't see your face. Am I right? Okay, am I hot or cold? Do I need to go higher? Do I need to go lower? Octopus just don't belong in nobody's mouth, I feel like. Because why? I'm cold? Oh, so you're nowhere near 29 or 30. Are you like, okay, you got to give me a hint. What would you say is your favorite old school artist? If you even know what old school is, right? Who's your favorite old school artist? So, for all the people who could help me, okay, yeah, you're young. If you don't know what old school artist is, you ain't even past 20, boo. Yeah, I knew. I kind of figured that. If you don't even know what an old school artist is, you're well under 25. You ain't 50. You are not 50 because you didn't even know what old school meant. If you was 50, 50 is old school. We would call you old school if you was 50. You would have said something like Marvin Gaye. Exactly. You would have said something like even B2K, because you know B2K is old school now. Google said you're 50. Okay. But yeah, y'all, it's freaking hot. I'm really finna just take this wig off, and I wish you could, like, can people join your live, like on TikTok or not? Okay, I'm gonna say that because you don't know what old school is, I'm gonna say you're 18. Final answer. After that, you have to tell me. Yeah, he's definitely not. Midnight Star is definitely not old enough. Because what? You don't know what a old school is? Yeah, I want to know. But if you're not gonna tell me, I done asked you like 3 times now. I ain't gonna ask you no more. So you gonna tell me or you're not? Damn it. 12. 14? Oh, hell nah. You supposed to be on YouTube. Are you old enough to have an account? You ain't even old enough to have an account. You up here using a fake date of birth. You up here using a fake date of birth because I said because you can't have no account on YouTube unless you're 18. Or if you're on this YouTube, if you're on the one that's just for kids, then yeah, you could be your age. You a baby. Like you waiting for school to start. You going to 9th grade in August. You going to 8th grade at 13, 14 years old. You finna go to 9th. You finna go to high school for the first time in August, ain't it? 10th. Woo! That's such a difference. You still a baby. Who birthday you use? What fake birthday you put in? Because my live says it's not made for cheerings. And use a child, baby. Have you ever had a man who treated you like a woman of class? Absolutely. Absolutely. And there's some guys that I wish I did not pass up on. I'm gonna be honest with you, like, they treated me very well. I just was not in a stage in my life at the time to accept that type of treatment or understand what it meant or what it was. So I would say, yeah, I've had a lot of men treat me really, really good. Like, take me out to eat, get me whatever I want. You know, really respect me, open the door, hold it open. But I just didn't, at the time, I didn't want it, you know? I want to be a little player. Yeah, I'm going to encourage y'all to get some profile pictures and some real names. But being 14, that might be kind of hard if you're a baby. Trying to, you know what I'm saying? You using a fake date of birth. You using a date of birth at least 1998 to be considered 18, right? 98. Y'all should come over to TikTok. It be popping over there too. I just, I don't like the algorithm they getting on though. You know, everybody trying to be an internet guru. I don't want you to get toxic jealousy because of my comments. You know, if you talk to Morning Star, what's her name? Morning Star? Midnight Star, my bad. Do y'all smoke? What's up, y'all? Yeah, me too. You love it? You know, some people don't like do anything. They don't drink, they don't smoke, nothing. And I think that's a beautiful thing. I'm actually kind of jealous of people who are 100% sober because I wish. Yeah, I didn't. You're only 14. I didn't have my first blunt till I was 16. I was actually being a little kid at 14. You know, I wasn't using fake birthdays and logging on to YouTube and hopping on grown folks' lives and stuff. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Yeah, but what's up, y'all? How y'all doing this good Sunday? What was your childhood like, Midnight Star? Elaborate. I got my ass beat a lot. A lot. That's all I really remember is just getting whooped. I was always doing something. Shit. Always. I mean, you know what's so funny? My son is literally like a spitting reflection of me. He does all the stuff I used to do to my mom. Puts all her business on blast. He puts all my business on blast. He don't care who it is, where we at. We went to the store one day, little fucker. Are you, is that for Midnight Star? Cause I ain't lived with my mama since I was 18 years old, baby. I'm sorry. soon as I turned 18, I got up out of there. Yeah, you do. You can't get no apartment at 14. Where you gonna go? It's okay. You ain't got a lot to kick it, Craig. Why do I broadcast from the bathroom? Well, some places I just feel more comfortable. Recording, and my ring light is in here. It's supposed to be on. So let's see more. But yeah, I'm in the bathroom because sometimes I feel more comfortable in here. And I can just, there's a lot of lighting. There's a lot of reason. No, I'm sitting in my chair. That's disgusting. Why would I be sitting on the damn toilet? Why would I sit on the toilet, bruh? And get on live? That's disgusting. I know some people who do it. There's a lot of people on here that's gonna do it for the gram or YouTube. I'm not. Okay, don't everybody need to see everything. Don't everybody need to know everything. Be able to see the black seat is, yeah, you can see I'm clearly not on a toilet. But does anybody go to church? Y'all believe in God? What's your beliefs? Not to get into like a controversial conversation, but just asking. Because what's up, y'all? If you have a profile picture, we guessing ages in the chat. We're gonna guess your age, We're gonna guess your age, Ooh, 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 ooh. Riz, baby, I don't even know what Riz means. That's my high school stuff. Us old folk don't know what that means. What does Riz mean? What is Riz? Duh. I'm like 15 years older than you, child. You ain't offending me. I don't identify with a particular religion, but I definitely believe in God. I think that people get too caught up in the religion aspect of things and what they are, if they're non-denominational, Baptist, whatever, Pentecostal, it don't matter. What's your relationship with God is what matters. How you treat other people is what matters. How you act when you're going through things and with your faith is what matters. At the end of the day, ain't nobody looking at what kind of Christian you are, what kind of Baptist you are. None of that. Yeah, I have kids. I just told you about my son. I have one child. One and done. One and done. Uno, no muno. Uno, mo numo. You got kids? Oh, this wig making me so hot and itchy. I'm finna take it off. 11 p.m. Oh, you are in the UK. I don't even know why you put all that in Spanish. You know I can't read all that. I don't know what none of that say. Alguna vez en tu vida, cuando nena, I know nena means babe or baby or something like that. Nena, pensaste hacer en vos como está. Como está means how are you, right? I know a little bit. ¿Alguna vez en tu vida cuando nena pensaste estar en vivos como está? At the end there, you said, how are you? Somewhere in there, you said, babe. Nena, nina. Hola. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás? Bien. ¿Y tú? Moco, moco. Macho, macho. Woo! Vato. I said, if you ever see in your life as a child doing live shows like this and broadcasting them to the world. Yeah. When YouTube first got started, I always dreamt of being a content creator. I just never did it. I always just watched everybody else, and I would post, like, I watched YouTube for so long and wanted to be a YouTube creator for so long until I actually posted my first video, and that's when my son literally was born. He was like 3 days old. I wish I would have kept the video, because you could literally, it's probably still on here. I'm making an aloe vera face mask, and you can hear him in the background, like making all the baby noises. And that's when I like officially started my channel. And then from there, I had no clue that my CUDA video was gonna go. I got a couple of CUDA videos out there, because, you know, some of y'all be stanking real bad down there and you don't know why. And it could be a lot of reasons. And it ain't my fault that a whole bunch of women came to me and said, hey, I have a vaginal odor and I don't really know what to do about it. I went to the doctor and it wasn't working, so what can I do? So I just made a video. And on top of that, I was a mentor at the time, and you guys would be amazed at how many babies are not taught how to properly take care of themselves when it comes to hygiene, when it comes to their periods, when it comes to sex. They have no knowledge of these things. Like some of my girls were in high school rubbing their asses when they got done using the bathroom from the back to the front, y'all. And they having all these issues and stuff, and they don't know why they keep getting these infections and stuff like that. And come to find out, they was not wiping properly because their mothers did not tell them how to do that. And you would be amazed how many mothers and fathers either don't have the knowledge, or they never take the time to sit down and really talk to their kids about these things. Like, really sit down with your daughter and say, hey, this is what a menstrual cycle is. You need to be changing your pad, your tampon every so often, this and that. You need to be drinking water. You need to be putting your pads in bags. A lot of women just take their sanitary stuff, y'all. We're going to talk grown folk stuff now. A lot of women take their sanitary napkins and just throw it right in the trash. That's nasty. If you don't smell that night or the next day, something wrong with you. You used to it. Because that's not what you do. If you got to get a grocery bag, I got these little bags from Amazon. They're meant for diapers, for dirty diapers when you're done changing a baby. You put them in these little bags and you put it in trash. I got those for my sanitary napkins, because you never just throw a sanitary napkin in the trash without a bag. That is going to stink up your bathroom. A lot of women don't know these things, y'all. I had to learn a lot by experience. I had to bleed through a lot of stuff and clothes before somebody told me this is what you need to be doing, because I didn't have that. I didn't have nobody. I had one interaction when I first started, and that was it. Nobody really talks about what needs to be talked about till it needs to be talked about. You don't want to talk about sex with your child until they're having a baby. You don't want to talk about your being protective with things until your child got a disease. You know, it's like, and then I've experienced a lot of my peers who have children that are the same age as my child, or maybe older, a little bit younger, tell me that that's weird to want to talk to my child about things like that. What's weird is that you wouldn't want to talk to your child about things like that and forewarn them so that they will be prepared for what's coming. That's what's wrong with our community today. We do not educate our children on things that are preventable, such as our credit, our finances, our hygiene, how we take care of ourselves, how we take care of other people. We don't teach our kids this. We just sit back and go, you know what, I know what the real world is about, but I'm not going to tell my child. What a disservice to them. Why wouldn't you tell them? Make sure they are prepared so they're not up like you was. Don't it make sense? But for some people, it don't make sense. The worst part about mentorship is the parents. It's the parents that are the hardest to deal with. That you would be amazed how many mothers and fathers don't want their child to have a scholarship, don't want them to attend that school dance, don't want them to have an opportunity. Yes, really. Some of these parents are like legit jealous of their kids. I feel like because you decide you can live your life and do what you want to do and graduate, so now you want to stop your child. That's how I really felt, because these babies was smart. I'm telling you, y'all. We used to have what we call galas, right? It's basically just like if you ever been in high school and you seen like debutantes and stuff like that. It's like a ballroom, okay? Very formal event, right? It would be so hard just to get these little girls to be able to attend, because the mothers and the fathers would be like, I don't want my daughter doing that like that. Don't got no reason. They just don't want them to. Like, this is an opportunity for your child. Or we would try to get them, you know, signed up in things that could help them better themselves in the future. The parents would not want to do that. The hardest thing to deal with was the parents. Thank you so much. And I'm not always like this, so give me my grace right now. Because sometimes I can get a little, you know, depends. Like this one guy on I went live on TikTok, and I've learned to just ignore a lot of comments, but he was trying to go in on my child, everything. Like, he was calling me, said I have food stamps. I wish I had food stamps. I wish I could get approved for food stamps. So for somebody to look at me and be like, oh, you use food stamps, just because I'm a single mother, don't mean I'm on the single mother train. Like, there are single mothers who solely depend on the government and other people. I am not that, baby. I'm not bitter. I wish my baby dad well, and his family and the rest of his kids and his baby mamas. Really wholeheartedly do. I want some food stamps, but they won't approve me. I want to be on Section 8, but they won't approve me. Baby, I'll pay 100% over here. And I'm not complaining about it, because guess what? That's the life I chose. When I saw my baby on that ultrasound and I decided that I was going to go continue to bring him into this world, that's what I signed up for. I ain't blaming nobody. I'm not pointing a finger. I'm not looking for nothing. None of that. So, yeah, exactly. And why does it matter? I don't know. But on this internet here, people be really bothered, boo. I mean, they be bothered. And I gotta stop getting into it with people, y'all. One time I got into it with this little girl, right? She was like 24 years old. And my status, like, listen, I don't even mess with Beyonce, okay? I don't listen to her like that. I used to a lot. But You know, I stopped after a while. So I posted because everybody's trying to say that Lil Rumi has autism, right? And now don't get on here commenting, telling me what you think about Beyonce's daughter having autism, because my point is, you never are supposed to look at somebody, especially a child, and be like, oh, you know what, that baby look like she's slow. You know, like, for example, Krishan's baby, right? I have had my opinion on that, and I let it go. Because I know for a fact I would be out my mind if somebody kept making an assumption about my child and they don't even know what's really going on. I have had that happen to me. My baby has a speech impediment that you can't really hear unless you're really around him like that. And it was his daycare teacher that pointed it out. And I went through a whole thing. I was crying and everything because she came to me and was like, oh, Braden, we can't really understand what he's saying. Da, da, da. We think he might need therapy. And at first, and it wasn't just that, like, my auntie had said some stuff one time, y'all. She was like, oh, he looks like he's special and this, that, and the third. I said, bitch, you look like you're fucking special. Like, you are special. Like, how you gonna tell me my child look special? Like, what does that even mean, right? So I posted this status. We both live alone. And I have requested aid like that, and they don't approve it because I don't own my house and I have my own car. See, if you're a working citizen, me and my sister just got into this about this. We wasn't even into it. It was just a conversation. And you know, 10 years old. Oh, my baby is 6. He's gonna be 7 in December. So, but my whole thing is, like, with everything that's going on, right? Everybody's so mad because they think that food stamps or benefits are completely disappearing. But that's not the case. That is not what's happening. Let's get some truth in this manner. And I don't support who is in office. I just want to make that clear. I'm not against him. I don't have no evil vendetta against him like some people do. But I'm not with the man. But I also work with retirement accounts, guys. I work with people who work their whole lives, and it's something like Social Security, but we've been around longer than Social Security, okay? So I understand the dynamics of, there's a big pot, right? We have a big pot that everybody contributes to, and then there's little pots as far as who contributed individually. And with our retirement plan, you get a lifetime monthly benefit, right? But what a lot of people don't understand is this lifetime monthly benefit is based off of what is in the big pot. So what happened with Social Security, what y'all are not understanding, is that there was too many people playing like they deserve to take a piece of this big pot. Okay, I'm not talking about people who are truly disabled, who are sitting in wheelchairs, who are, if they do have a mental issue, it's so severe to the point where they're on daily medications every day. So, you know, some of them have to check into a mental institute. If they get to acting too crazy, you got to call the folks on them. I'm talking about that kind of crazy. Them are the folks that qualify. Now, when you are like me, and you just don't want to fucking work, so you decide to go into the doctor's office and get a doctor's note so you can get some food stamps. This is where the big pot got screwed up, because we let too many people like that through the door and said that they qualified to pull out of this big pot, when you have all these people who were really truly exactly who really needs it. There was people who really needed it, and there was people who really didn't, but they knew how to play the system and they knew how to get it without getting a job. Okay, so now it's like, okay, no, if you're able-bodied, meaning if you're not sitting in a wheelchair, if you're not sitting on dialysis, if you're not critically, you know what I'm saying, sick to the point where And my thing is, if you have enough sense to go back and forth with me about the manner and get into an argument, a tiff, whatever it is, you seem able-bodied enough to get your ass behind the register and ring up some damn groceries. I mean, it's about time you start adding to the pot. There's a big, like the big pot that I keep talking about. There's a big pot. And then you got all these working people, such as myself and people on this live, that are adding to this pot. So that when we get old or when we get disabled, we'll have something to reach from. But there's too many people that have came in and said, I don't really need this, but because I can sit up here and have, I know, no offense, please don't take offense, but if I sit up here and have 6 kids and say I got a mental disability, I get to pull from the big pot. Nothing's wrong with me. I could take my ass down the street and get a job application. I could work at Family Dollar. I could work at the liquor store. I've always worked. I don't know what's wrong with today's generation. But since I knew how to get some money, baby, I've been getting some money. You understand me? Before I was old enough, I was babysitting, I was mowing lawns, I was raking leaves, I was, what you need me to do? Okay? I don't understand the mindset of sitting on my ass and collecting from other people. I don't get that. So, yeah, I am totally in agreement. I definitely think that if you are able-bodied, take your motherfucking ass to work. It's that simple. If you can, like I said, if we can go back and forth about the manner, you seem to have enough intelligence to take your ass and go get a job. And you're only required to work, what is it, a minimum of 20 hours. You only have to work a minimum of half of what I work in a week to get assistance, and I still can't get assistance. I am a full-time working single mom, but if I ask for help with my groceries, denied. So yeah, I totally agree with that. Take your able-bodied ass to work. Oh, y'all. And now the people that have to suffer because they really aren't able-bodied, I really feel sad for them. I'm not happy with all the stuff that's going on right now. No, it's not right. A lot of it is not moral. But again, we got to understand that this is who we voted for. You know, and it's not like this man hasn't showed his ass in the past. He showed his ass before. He has shown his true colors to us multiple times. And what did we do? Believe the lies. Believed it. And now we just got to deal with what comes with it at this point. Because obviously he can't get impeached. Obviously he's been in office all this time. And still he's there. He's been shaking the hell. Y'all, he been shaking it up. Rattling it up. And we can't do a damn thing about it. And we talking about somebody who's a damn criminal, his damn self. If one of us played the IRS and didn't pay our taxes, you know what will happen to us? Do you know how many elders I speak to that are in their 80s and 90s and get audited by the IRS and now owe almost $100,000 in taxes? And this man is our president. But here's the thing. We are a strong group of people. America, even though we seem like we really slow and a lot of us is just overweight and walking around not doing nothing. One thing about it, we ain't gonna let up. It's gonna get down. Listen, we have the United Healthcare CEO that was taken out. And if you really want to know the truth about that, the healthcare premiums went up almost $200-300 damn dollars within the past year. It took that much of an increase. So imagine you being on a fixed income as an elderly person, not even getting that. Cost of living is out the ass right now. Do you hear me? And now you telling these people not only do they have to live off of these scraps, but then they gotta pay $200-300 in healthcare. Yeah, something was going to happen there. That was bound to happen. Okay, I'm just gonna say that, because at the end of the day, it comes down to it. Like, okay, as a CEO, as a president, whoever you are in power, right? Do you think that this is morally correct? Fuck how it sounds. Is this morally correct? And the answer is no, because now we got a lot of people now who are truly sick, who could face like death right now because they can't afford health care. I feel sorry for the families who are suffering in the middle of this, who are deserving of the benefits. But now they're getting punished with the people who acted like they was crazy, who acted like they couldn't take their ass to work, who sat home and said, oh, you know what, I'm just gonna claim insanity and collect a check. If I could fucking do that, I would. I have severe PTSD. Severe. It's so bad. I went and applied for a life insurance policy and got denied because of my PTSD. But I still take my ass to work. PTSD and all. I'm on that phone doing what I got to do to take care of me and my child, and I don't get no assistance. So no, I don't feel bad for the people who are faking it and have to take their ass to work. Okay? Take your ass to work. I don't care. Clock in. If it's a babysitter that you need, get you a babysitter. They got CCAP. They got all kinds of stuff that helps you act like an adult. Okay? It's called adulting. You pay bills. You buy groceries. You have money saved for emergencies. You pay gas. That's what you do when you're taking care of yourself, and especially when you have kids. That's what you do. Me, with my mental issues, my severe PTSD, I still find a way to get up and go to work Monday through Friday. And so should you. Don't feel sorry for you. Sorry. Not sorry. I hope that he change it around and the working citizens get access to it too. Hopefully that frees up some space for us, for the single moms who are the single dads. There's single fathers out there, one parent households, period. And they can't get they don't get no help. The daddies ain't getting no help. And it's hard for fathers too. Just as hard as it is for moms, it's hard for fathers too. I have seen and I commend men who are like that, because there's so many guys who walk away from their responsibilities. Like Google said on this slide right here, right? 10-year-old, right? Nobody's gonna look at him and have empathy or sympathy. Oh, you should be able to do this. Or they try to say, oh, well, you chose this lifestyle as a single parent. Man, nobody chooses to be a single parent. Okay? Sometimes that is just what it is. And there's a lot of us that don't complain about it. We're single parents and we are not complaining. Come on, Riley. We're not complaining. I don't complain. There are some days when I might come in my bathroom or my room and close the door real quick so I could cry it out. And I mean, I be here snot crying. You hear me? I be here. Because I know, y'all ever seen the memes where it says kids don't care what you going through? They gonna ask what they need to ask. You could be crying, break down, snot nose crying, right? Your child gonna walk right up to you and say, "Can I get some juice?" When you done doing all that, I'm hungry. You know, sometimes I come in here, I close my door and I cry. I might be in my shower and I might just cry. And I feel for the parents that are doing this by themselves. I feel for y'all so much. I've seen a lot of situations where not the daddy walked out, but the mama. Mama said, "You know what? I'm not going to do this here." And the man, being a good father that he is, says, "Okay, I'm not going to let my child go to the system. I'm not going to let my child be raised by some random in my family." And they really out here doing it too. We all out here doing it. And I feel if you're going to give assistance to somebody, give assistance to us. Give assistance to the parents who don't have a significant other, whether you're male or female. It's not a girl thing. There are daddies out here with babies that they are trying to feed. There are daddies out here where the mom is in jail. The mom is dead. The mom said, "Fuck it, I don't want to be a mom." Come on, Riley. I don't want to be a mom. Here, you do it. And they carried the child and pushed him out and straight up headed him off. And what are you going to do for those fathers? And then when they have to sit up there and do some stuff that can land them in jail or put their life in danger, now you want to lock them up. It's a cycle. It's not an excuse. It's a cycle. If I make it to where this is your only choice, and as soon as you go do it, I'm going to put you in jail. That's a cycle. That's a curse. There's really some decent people out here, such as myself, who I've had to stoop to some levels. Because if I didn't, I was going to lose my house. If I didn't, I was going to lose my car. We wasn't going to have no groceries. There has been times my son been in here eating peanut butter and jelly and noodles and he don't even know it's because we don't have nothing else. And I'm still, every time I apply for food stamps, you know what they tell me? I got to show them my blood type. I got to show, you know what I'm saying? I got to fucking cut my wrist and bleed for these hoes. And then when they approve it, they give me all but $100 damn. That covers one trip to the grocery store off snacks. Dang, we ain't even talking about meat. How ground beef these days costs $20 damn. Let's talk about it. $20 for some ground beef. And they always talk about well, these foods, they have so much stuff in them and MSGs and it's not healthy. You know what? I'm going to soak my meat in some vinegar water. You know what my grandma always told me? Once it hit that grease, baby, whatever's in it's going to die. So you know what I do? I don't know what kind of grocery shop y'all got where y'all at. Mine is called King Soopers. It's Kroger if you're on the East Coast, okay? I go up to King Soopers. I buy that $5 drumstick meat. It's a big old pack of drumsticks, right? I go through it. I cut the skin off that I think don't look right. I pluck the little feathers up out of it. I soak it in that vinegar water. I toss it in that flour, baby. I throw it in that hot grease. And we good. We eating. Nobody got time for that. So, yeah. What's up, y'all? What's up? Oh, what's up, y'all? What's up? Chicken breast. You can make so many meals with chicken breast. You know, there's a my mom used to make this meal with chicken breast. She would season chicken breast, right? Clean them all that, and then she would put them in a glass dish, and then and she would bake it. But then she would put the chicken rice in it, and I remember, I think it was like a little bit of chicken broth and some water, and she would pour it in there. She would cover it back up, and she would put it back in the oven, and then she would put some broccoli on the stove, on the top of the stove. We had rice, chicken, and broccoli. There was a point in time we ate leftovers. I met some people who say they don't eat. I don't eat leftovers. I met a couple of people like that. I don't eat leftovers. I don't reheat my food. Shit, baby, I eat on a pot of spaghetti for the next 3-4 days. You heard? 3-4 days, I will eat off that same pot of spaghetti and heat me up a fresh breadstick to go with it. I don't care. And my son be looking at me too. We eating this again? Yes, we are. There's still some left, and we gonna eat it till it's gone. We ain't going to McDonald's every day. We ain't going. We ain't going out to eat every night. And plus, eating from home is healthier. It's way more healthier for you. Riley, what city are you in? Where are you watching from? I got a pocket, little sunshine. I got a pocket, bit of something I know. Oh, shit, leftovers every other day. Took a period, okay? And then with the spaghetti, you could fry it. Fried spaghetti, heated spaghetti, baked spaghetti. What kind of spaghetti? New Orleans, though. Ooh, you know how to cook. You know how to cook. I love me some crawfish. I love me some dirty rice. I want to try some, is it pig lips in the jar? The pickled lips in the jar. I've already tried the ear, but I want to try the lips with the chips and the little cone things with the little syrups on it. I bet you do know how to cook. Everybody from New Orleans know how to cook, and they know how to season real good. Yeah, I love me some New Orleans food now. Y'all, I used to have a cousin through marriage. His name was Quack. This man was from Louisiana. One time, it was dang near 100 degrees outside. Dang near. He had on no socks, no shoes, with a whole fifth of Hennessy on the grill. And it was good. But yeah, y'all, it was so good. And then my stepfather, he used to make these dishes. He would put like it would be crawfish, potatoes, onion, sausage, and he would put it all, like he'd pile it all in this glass dish and literally like lay all the paper, the newspapers out on the table, and then he would put the dish in the middle of the table and we would just eat like that. I used to love it. Suck all the juice out the crawfish head. I got a pocket full of sunshine. I got a pocket, and it's all mine. No. Oh, oh, oh. Take me away. Y'all, every time I start singing on here, everybody hop off. I must sound bad. But somebody tried to play me and say I was bald-headed. I'm just letting y'all know I am not. I don't even care if you thought I was. I know what hair I got on my head. Man. But, yeah, y'all. You, whoever's watching, hello. Come on over to TikTok. Come on over to TikTok. Hey, did you hear about Jaheim? You probably don't even know who Jaheim is, do you? All these babies on here. This dude talking about he 14 years old. Like, Lord Jesus. 8th grade. And, man, I really am glad that I started taking myself back to church, because I used to have a lot of church hurt. But what it really comes down to, what it really comes down to is you either gonna just believe or you don't. You believe or you not. And it's that simple. It don't matter who the pastor is, who the people is. It's what your belief is. And if that's not set on God, then you'll never find a home. You're always gonna be looking and searching. You're never gonna find what you're looking for because you don't believe. Come on over to TikTok, y'all. I'm gonna go to TikTok. I think my TikTok is in my link. If it's not, it's her name is Sid. Excuse me. But I'll see you on the second. Bye.